the benefit of multifamily is a long term, and that's what you really want. You want to pass on generational wealth. You don't want wealth of now and don't have it tomorrow. JV is not bad because that's how I started. I started with JV with my business partner before we went into syndication. JV2 took a lot of our money because instead of us investing 50,000, we're now investing like 300, 400, 500,000. That one too, it's only a matter of time you'll be tapped out and you need more help. So that was when we said, before we get broke, guys, let's go into syndication and use other people's money. That is what multifamily syndication will help you achieve. This is a very interesting topic, and the reason why we are doing it is because, our last meeting we asked some of you what you would like us to discuss, and most of you said you really want to know more about multifamily asset management and all that. So we went back to the drawing table, and I said this time around it's going to be different. It's not just going to be about asset management, because asset management really starts from the beginning. So if you've done everything wrong at the beginning and we are just educating you on asset management, on how to manage those properties, then we are not laying the right foundation. So we want to do our best to lay the right foundation for even someone that is just coming here for the first time to understand the A to Z of what multifamily is all about. I've seen people address me as a broker. I say, baby, I want to buy a single family. You are in real estate, so what do you think? And I'm like, I'm not a broker. I don't sell houses. I try to explain to them that I am a multifamily investor, but they still do not understand what that is. And I want to be sure that one or two of us are in that category. We just like the idea of investing, or we just heard about multifamily and we're like, okay, let's join what is trending. So today we're going to get you out of that and we're going to move you into understanding it. I want to state categorically that multifamily is not a rich get quick scheme. Don't come here with the idea or the mindset that, God, I've seen something, I will put my money and now I'll get my money. No, it's a lifetime opportunity. It's like a retirement plan, although this one comes with a monthly or quarterly cash flow that is just a stipend, very small amount as cash flow, but that's not the big pie on multifamily. So let me break it down. I intentionally started about the mindset when I said that don't come here with the mindset of saying that I want to get rich quick, because I'm sorry you'll be disappointed. Let me tell you for a fact, and if you will agree with me, people you started with, where are they right now? Most of them. Would you like to share?
Looking back, I would say that a lot of people I started with were probably commercial multifamily enthusiasts, right? And so because they were enthusiasts, but I didn't know it at the time, some have fallen out of real estate, no longer pursuing it. We have a couple that ended up going back to residential, right? Because they needed today money. And this is just not their thing. It's not their avatar. So they went into other aspects of, residential. So maybe not necessarily just single family, but, I guess one of the up and coming things is, co-living. It gives you this idea of being able to create multi-family units from single family houses. But when I stand now and I haven't, guys, so if we're looking at Bibi and I would represent the newer person, and Bibi's been doing this so much longer. So in the very short time that I've been doing this, just looking back, it's almost like a tenth of us are just still there. From the class of 2022, the people I was with, just about a tenth really are still interested, involved in some way. Closing deals, that's definitely a different story though, Bibi. So closing deals, even less, unfortunately, yeah.
I really wanted you to tell your own side. Maybe if I'm saying it, you guys will think I'm just trying to sugarcoat things. But truth be told, the benefit of multifamily is a long term, and that's what you really want. You want to pass on generational wealth. You don't want wealth of now and don't have it tomorrow. So that's why multifamily is still very beautiful and very attractive to people like us. Like she said, we're only few compared to how many of us started, and we're getting fewer by the day. So it's not for the weak, it's for the strong. I can tell you for a fact that we have shouted, we've gathered and we've prayed. There's a post we posted out today. It was Alex Love Lie. And if you heard what he said on that post, he said, multifamily dream closer to God. And it's not a joke. I became more serious in my relationship with God when I started with multifamily. I don't want to sound spiritual, but let me tell you, that is one of the things that drew me closer, because I saw challenges a lot. and I needed someone to help me navigate them. So, you know, I'm very spiritual. So I take all these things and I hand them over to God, and He just helps me navigate. Back to reality. Let's go back to the business of the day. Now, the mindset is very important, and I wanted to be sure that you guys are sure of what you're doing. This is like, we're not going back. So think about it critically and know if this is what you want to do, because it's not for the faint. I will tell you that. And you hear when people say you guys are doing well, because they know it's hard. Is it raising the money? Is it getting the property? Is it negotiating with the seller? Is it ensuring that you are doing good by your investors? Is it that? All those things is not word of mouth. These things are trials, but it is worth it at the end. So now, what is multifamily syndication? In a plain term, it's just the pool of funds or money or people together to just buy a property and manage it. Do we only need syndication to do multifamily? No. There are different ways you can buy a multifamily property. Multifamily is property that is about 5. That's what we consider as multifamily. So if you have a duplex, triplex, or fourplex, they are not considered multifamily. They are called single family.
Commercial versus residential.
Exactly. So there are two different things. So don't assume you have a fourplex. Oh, I'm already multifamily. No, you are not. So multifamily, we start counting it from 5 units. That is when it now becomes a different ballgame. Even from the negotiating to putting it under contract to managing it is different. It's not going to look like a single family any longer. So once you understand that multifamily is from 5 units upwards, what are the options you have to buy them? You can decide to buy them alone if you are Bill Gates or you have the type of money that Elon Musk has. You can keep buying them alone and you're fine. You can do that. Or you are Beyonce and Jay-Z, you can do that. But one very good thing about syndication is not because you don't have the money to do that. There are billionaires that are doing syndication, and it's not because they don't have the money to fund the deal. They can literally fund the deal, but they will not be able to scale because it's a long-term play. I'm saying this to people that have this me, myself kind of mindset. You will not grow. Take it or leave it. You will move, but it will be in a slow motion because your money will be tied down for years before you can get it out. That's the thing about multifamily. The money you have is putting into the deal. For it to grow, it must go through some years for you to bring it out. It's not fix and flip that you can easily bring out the money and go. No, that is not what it is. It is a long game. So since you know it's a long game, imagine if you have $10 million. One deal, your down payment can be $5 million. So that means a $10 million can buy literally 2 deals. Is that what you want? No. So the idea is other people's money. That is why people prefer syndication, not because that's the only option. We have another option that is JV. So I can decide to call a group of friends that have like-minded interests and say, let's go buy a 50-unit building. Maybe I'm this type of person that I don't like crowd. I like a big chunk of the pie. If you are those kind of people and you feel you have the funds and you have the expertise, because it's not just for you to have the funds, you need to have the expertise, because if you have the funds and you don't have the expertise, you all will lose the deal. That's another reason why syndication is different, because you are tapping into different resources, people's experience, because it's not a one-man play. So for example, if he handles everything that has to do with investors relations, see, I am zero at investors relations, like 0.000%. I have no strength in it and I do not argue about it. I'm also 0.00% in raising funds, in the sense I can be in a meeting with you and the intention is to convert you to invest in a deal. I'll find it very difficult to tell you to, because my way is, I'm telling you about the deal. You should understand that this is an opportunity. Make the decision yourself, do it. I don't have that strength. But you have people like Ify on it. She's not even going to stop at the deal. She's going, what's your next move? When do you want to invest? She's moving forward. She's trying to engage you, and that's how she's able to raise money. So that's the beautiful thing about multifamily syndication. Where my strength ends is when someone else's strength begins. And that's what you want to tap into. Doing it alone will not give you that privilege. It will be one-man game. And the second one, JV. Imagine all of you on the same level and none of you have that experience. All of you are in trouble. You still lose that money. But JV is not bad, because that's how I started. I started with JV with my business partner before we went into syndication. JV too took a lot of our money, because instead of us investing 50,000, we're now investing like 300, 400, 500,000. That one too, it's only a matter of time you'll be tapped out and you need more help. So that was when we said, before we get broke, guys, let's go into syndication and use other people's money. That is what multifamily syndication will help you achieve. So now let's go right into multifamily syndication. Like I said, it's a pool of resources, not just money, people together for you to buy a property. It could be one, it could be two, it could be 100, whatever that is. It's a pool of people. Now, the difference between that and other aspects I've said is that each and every person have their own different role to play. So like now in a syndication, we have two roles. They are the GP role and the LP role. So please pay attention, because this is a long series that is going to take us from now to December. Our goal is to ensure that we all understand it and no one is playing a game on us. You know, people take advantage of people that do not understand things. They can play with your intelligence, and before you know it, you are like, multifamily is bad. No. The idea is we want you to understand it at least on the surface level, so that even when you decide to become a limited partner, or you say, no, I don't want to be a limited, I want to be a GP, you know what it entails. In multifamily syndication, there are two people. Now, like I said, is the mindset. You need to understand what is your risk level. That will determine what part you want to go in. What is your time allocation? Do you have the time? That will determine where in those two buckets I have explained. So this is my GP and this is my LP. For example, you're an LP and you want to buy multifamily. The both of you, remember, you're both owners. The both of you own the property, but at different responsibility and at different levels. Now, I have the time and I like risk. I can risk things. I'm open to some form of risk. You can decide to be a GP, but this one, I don't like risk. I don't have time. I'm not available. I will decide to be an LP. Or you decide I want to be both, because we are both. Ify and I, we are both. We are both LPs and GPs on our deals. We want to be both. You can decide to be both if you want, and you can decide to just be one if you want. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. So now, once you understand there are two buckets and you understand the mindset, it's up to you. This is your own call. Why do I want to fall in? Now, some people say that it's important that you start from being an LP. From LP, now you understand what it is to be a GP. That's the truth. Truth be told, that will help you navigate like paperwork. When I started as a cleaning company, transitioned into a property management company. So when I was in the cleaning company, I was everything in there. And that was one, because I didn't have the money. And secondly, I didn't have the resources. So I needed to do everything myself. But what that helped me to do is to understand every role. When I got to that point, when I got some grants from the government, I had to expand. That was when I made my first millions. So I used that money, I expanded, I was able to get in people. I knew their roles already because I had done it. So it's easy for me to fit into it because I understood it very well. And it was able for me to guide them. That's the same thing about becoming an LP to a GP. It does not give you the entire picture, but it gives you access to understanding what it is, especially if you're with the right team. So you can decide to be an LP and a GP. The bottom line is you are owners, the both of you. So now let's move. After you've decided that you want to be one of those things I've said, the next thing for you to do is, where do I want to invest? Regardless of who you are, regardless of where you fall into those categories that I just mentioned. First of all, your investment criteria is number one. Now, what market do you want to invest in? How many units do you want to start with? What team do you want to be with? All those things, you have to decide that. After you've decided your investment criteria, that is those things I've just listed, you now say what team or what group of, because like I said, multifamily is a group of people. You can't do it alone. What group do I want to invest with, or what group do I want to invest in? So you're investing in or with, whatever that is, you have to decide who that group is. For me, that's the most important one. In short, if you failed that one, you failed everything. So why I'm bringing up your investment criteria before that is you need clarity on where exactly you want to invest. You don't want to have partners in California, whereas your investment criteria is in Dallas or is in Texas. You want to understand where that is, as in what your investment criteria is and what that looks like for you. Then you can now say, okay, who are my partners, or what deal do I want to invest in? So as an LP, if you decide that I want to be a limited partner, that is, I don't have the time, I just want my money to work for me, you can decide to say, okay, I'm comfortable investing in North Carolina, Florida, and Texas. Those are your investment criteria. And I only want to invest in 100 units. That's it. So now the next thing is, I want to look for the group of team members that align with my goal. That is where the networking starts to happen. You start attending meetings and webinars like this. You start exchanging contact. Oh, my name is BB. I am here, I'm that. You start knowing them. My first syndication deal was from a community. I got majority of them from a community. I remember the second syndication deal we did together, it was all from one other community. In short, I was the the black sheep. I was the only one. I was the only one not from that. And it was shameful though, but I took it, I was the only one not from it. So, but that was the beauty about getting a team, right? So you have to get the team after you've gotten your criteria and knowing, okay, this is where and who I want to invest with. Then after you do that, regardless of whether you're a GP, because I've seen LPs just saying, let my money work for me and that's it. No, as an LP, you still need some level of understanding of where you're putting your money in. For those of you that are investing in stock market, I know some of you, I don't invest in it, but I know some of you just throwing money there. And they said, if I put money to grow, now stock market is growing well. Some of you, I'm not saying some of us because I'm not among, I don't invest in stock. So some of you might just say, let me invest in stock without even knowing anything about it. And when the stock market just goes down, you are like, oh my God, had I known. But if you had gotten education and know that the market goes like this and like that, it will give you the long-term approach in it. That is the same thing here. Despite the fact that you don't have the time or you don't really want to get involved, you still need the knowledge so that somebody like Jacob, sorry if there's any Jacob here, sorry, I'm very sorry. Someone like will not bring a bad deal to you and paint it so beautiful and give you an underwriting that looks so beautiful and you are saying yes and you don't know what questions to ask and all that. So you still need the education regardless, but not as deep as people that are managing it, that is the GP people, but have an idea of what you want in it.